And it's often in the Western countries, Imran, the kind of examples that people give, they'll give examples that every time you fly into the country, you're calculating whether you're going to make it through the airport without giving somebody a bribe. When you're driving home from the airport, you're calculating how many times are you going to be stopped when you have to give a bribe, right? These are the kind of things that people outside of the country tends to be their experience, right? And it's based upon that they conclude that the people are corrupt. I understand what you're saying. You're giving examples of where the Muslims, they show good morals or good Islamic judgment, but conversely, there are these experiences that people have who travel into the country, and therefore they conclude from it that that's the nature of the country. I mean, there's a famous view here that if you were to do business in Pakistan, unless you're handing money up the chain at every level, whether at the local, the provincial level, all the way up, you're not going to achieve anything. How would you counter that with what you're saying?
Look, Islam works in Islamic values, Islamic moral, Islamic system. It works in its own paradigm. It do not work in the Western paradigm. If from the top to bottom everything is the capitalist framework, which is guiding people towards their self-interest and not taqwa, and no one is guiding them about taqwa, there are no Islamic punishment, there are no Islamic, neither their needs are fulfilled, then naturally this result into decay in the morals of the people. So we are talking about a country where more than 50% people living below poverty line, and poverty line is just $2 a day. They cannot meet their both ends. So how you expect them not to take bribes? In fact, the system promote those who take bribe, who work in a corrupt manner, and those who are not corrupt, they are actually sidelined. So the system promotes them. It started from the top, from the chief secretary, from the assistant secretary, from the other. At the top level, the politicians are corrupt and they allow corrupt people, and that's why you see the system is following a corrupt culture. In Pakistan, there are some departments where you don't see any corruption. And I would simply ask, again, why we should not be shallow. We should just compare why the motorway police in Pakistan, they don't take bribe. And the normal police always accept bribe. In fact, they force you to give bribe. The same people coming from same university, educated in the same manner, coming from similar families, why there's a difference? You show the impact of the system from the top. They were given handsome salaries, they were given good uniforms, they were given respect, and there was strict punishment on corruption, and they are not taking any bribe. But in contravention, if you see the Pakistan Customs, Pakistan Police, and other department, those who are not taking bribe, they are sidelined. And within a year, almost they force everyone to accept the corrupt status quo. They have to give share to the top. If you are not taking bribe, you still have to give your share to the top officers. So how can I operate in such a system? So this is the systematic flaw, actually.